Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you find this information to be helpful, a thumbs up will help more people get to see it. This is for all the new gardeners out there, the newbies, the beginners, the people just getting started. I think it's very exciting that so many people are gardening that have never done it before. And it's just a little advice from somebody who started as a new gardener 30 some years ago, what I've learned then and what I know now. So the first important thing to do is know where the best spot is on your property. If it's a balcony, you're limited, but if you've got a front or backyard, and if you're not in a development that doesn't allow front yard vegetable gardening, look to see where the most sun comes. When we first moved into this house was in February. As soon as the weather broke, I put in a garden. It wasn't the best spot. It did okay, but the following spring, it got moved to the backyard, and then the trees grew, and it got moved to the front yard. So it depends. Find out where the most sun is. Southern facing is best if you can do that. Second thing I would say is as hard as it might be, maybe you've been waiting to do this a long time, try to start small. A garden bed should be no more than 4 feet wide. 3.5 is better, so you can reach in there comfortably. If it's open on all sides, you can get right to the middle of the garden. The third thing I would say is grow what you like. My first vegetable garden was actually 2 plots, one for each of my 2 kids at the time. They each had their own, it was the same, but they had their own vegetable gardens, so that hopefully this would instill a love of gardening in them. But one of the main things I would suggest is tomatoes. There are so many tomatoes. I would go with a hybrid. Find one that's disease resistant. Decide, are you going to can? You're going to do that your first year, or do you just want a nice slicer? If you want a nice slicer, 1 tomato for a small family is probably enough. Cherry tomatoes are great for kids because they can eat them right in the garden, so that comes into play too if you're gardening with children. Peas are super easy to grow, as are beans. Both of them, when they open up, they pollinate themselves. They self-pollinate, so you don't have to worry about having enough bees in your area. Tomatoes, you can actually help them get pollinated by shaking the plant a little bit when the flowers come out. I would consider 1 zucchini plant. They do attract squash beetles, but I went for over 25 years before I ever saw a squash bug, squash beetle. So I would recommend 1 zucchini. There's so many ways to use it. This grows so fast. Pick them when they're small. You just keep getting more and more. The same with peas and beans. The more you pick them, the more you get. If you do have room to grow potatoes, they're awesome. The potatoes that you get in the grocery store are not fresh, not even close to fresh. A fresh potato is so much better than what you get in the store. They can be grown in containers, in bags, so even if you can only have a small area to garden in the soil, then go for potatoes. After location and size, the third most important thing, maybe it is the most important thing, is the soil. It's always recommended to have your soil tested. You can do that pretty inexpensively through your state college cooperative extension. They offer soil tests. My first time growing, I didn't know anything about the soil. I just got really lucky that it was good soil. Grow what you like. Grow some sunflowers. They are absolutely gorgeous. You can grow pole beans up them so they save space. Put the sunflower seed or plant in first. Give it a chance to get about 1 foot high before you put the bean seed in. And just let the pole bean grow right up them. And sunflowers attract a lot of bees, so that will help all of your crops that require pollinators. There's nothing more heartbreaking to see your squash going absolutely beautiful and something takes it out, whether it's squash bug or deer or whatever. Be aware of what the predators, your garden predators, are in your area. Again, your cooperative extension can help with that. Call them up. So check out the predators. Call your cooperative extension. They'll tell you what your zone is, so you know when to plant. They'll tell you what works best in your area. They might even tell you of seed sources. A lot of the cooperative extensions have plant sales where people will share plants. If you want flowering plants in particular or perennial vegetables, they will come there and donate them and share them, and it helps support your cooperative extension. So these are my suggestions. The best thing, the most important thing is to enjoy yourself. Don't think of it as a chore. Think of it as a more meditative opportunity to commune with nature. There's so many rewards to gardening. So if you're new, good luck. You know, I hope you become even half as addicted as I have to it. And I hope you have an abundant harvest. Come back here as often if you want. You have any questions, you can. I am a master gardener, so master gardener doesn't mean you know everything. It just means you're willing to find out. You can email me at gardeningjones@yahoo.com, or you can ask a question in the comments below or on any of our videos or the community page, and I'd be more than happy to do whatever I can to help. And you can find us on most of the social media. I haven't quite figured out Instagram yet, but I'm pretty much on everything else. So the best of luck to happy gardening and enjoy yourself.